Well, some 40 universities in the United Kingdom have now reported cases of coronavirus, forcing thousands of students to self-isolate as the new term begins.
Not only
We
for
are really
higher
worried
education
that we
sector,
could see
but equally
Students have been hit
to
hard by
find
the
a way
consequences of this
for
pandemic.
young
They
people
now
to
see themselves
socialise
in the
going
spotlight,
forward that
being
doesn't
blamed
put
for the rise
older
in
people,
cases.
vulnerable people
Many feel a
at risk.
responsibility.
morning,
Public
our
health
headlines
experts
today,
say the
14
return to
universities
university
stay
is a
at home
critical
and
moment
study
to fight the
online to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Socialise
A union
in
says
this
that
city
campuses are at
will
risk
be
of turning
different.
into the
It remains
catacombs
an
of
area of
Silicon Valley.
concern for the government.
It's worth
with
saying
high
student
coronavirus
life is
cases.
carrying
And
on
the
here to
notorious
some degree.
nightlife
People
here
are
Many
using the
students are
library,
demanding
not
to
even
know
social
why they were
distance, of
encouraged
course.
to leave
But
home
with
and
cases
pay
being
for
reported
accommodation,
at other
when much of the
universities,
teaching
there will
is
be
being
more
done
disruption.
online.
This year won't be the same. Mingling at Freshers' Week will have to be curtailed, but universities believe it is time to bring students back.
I think there are now anxieties associated with things that we would have just done and completely taken for granted and done without thinking about. So now doing those little things like going for food or shopping or things that should be exciting like going to see your friends, there are risks associated with them and you're essentially, risking your own health every time you leave the house.
Obviously we do want things to get back to normal or to something that resembles normal. And there are some things that we are really, really looking forward to, like, being able to socialise more and do more things out in public. But I think when we do get together, I feel like this excitement is going to be tinged by this anxiety that's coming from not having one-on-one face-to-face time. Because, it is risky. So I want to be excited, and I'm sure that I will be when the time comes. But I think everything now will kind of just be tainted by this anxiety of getting back in a room with more than one or two people.
When I first moved into halls, I was in isolation for 2 weeks in a separate box that came from a lockdown area. So that was horrible. It came to the point where I felt like just dropping out because I was stuck inside for 14 days with no one around me. So it was really, really hard.
So I think the pandemic really it's kind of made me lose elements of a routine that would normally help keep my mental health in a positive place. So yeah, I've kind of started taking liberties with my sleeping pattern. It isn't as it should be. My diet isn't as it should be. So it's finding that motivation to give myself that normality when it's absolutely lacking at the moment. It's very, very difficult.
I think at the start was the biggest, I just wanted to stay sleeping. There was no, purpose for anything. There was no reason to get up. There was no, I just got really in my own, little shell, and that wasn't good. And then one day, I literally woke up and was like, right, I'm going to start running because I've always wanted to run and I'm so rubbish at it.
I feel like my personal levels of motivation has been really affected during the pandemic. For sure, I feel like if you give me an inch, I'll definitely take a mile. If you give me a little bit of time, then to binge watch TV, then I'm going to jump on the opportunity. My default setting is to spend the day on the sofa. So it's been a little bit difficult trying to grapple with that and make sure I stay on top of everything. I feel like there's less levels of accountability, so it's easier to let that motivation slip because it's not something physical.
It's easier to kind of take the mick a little bit if that's something that you struggle with. I'm finding I have to keep myself accountable more now than ever, so that can kind of be frustrating sometimes.
I think that when you don't have distractions of, oh, I'm going to go visit my friend and we're going to go to the cinema of an evening, there's less excuses. Because I can drive, so basically I can do whatever I want in like terms of just heading off wherever. Whereas without that kind of excuse or without that ability, I just find myself kind of going, oh well, I've got nothing else to do this evening, so I might as well work on the common module. I think that kind of isolation from distractions was really, really helpful for sure.
I feel like I'm definitely closer to my family. I feel like obviously I've been, you know, living at home prior to uni. I feel like you don't really realise how much family means to you until you're far away from them.
So, like, for me and my family, like, we're the closest we've ever been, and you know, you would think that we would have argued and would want to be away from each other, but it's brought us closer, and that's really important to me. So there's a lot of different positives, like.
We've still got that really tight-knit feeling because we're such a small group. So, you know, obviously it's not ideal. It's not. But I don't feel like it's been super, super damaging for us. So I feel like, yeah, we're all still close. And I can't wait until we're all hopefully back together again after Easter. And we can actually have some kind of face-to-face interaction. It's gonna be great.